Familiar unto me, Witches, Sorcerers, and Their Spirit Companions by BJ Swain. This has been a really fascinating read that's accompanied me during my holiday this year. And I really am very excited to show you the details here. There's very little to show in terms of what you're going to see on your screen here. There are a few illustrations. But they are, as you can see, they're quite few and far between. Mostly black and white, all black and white illustrations. Okay, just giving you a little bit of flavour. There are, I'm going to say, there are maybe 10, 12, 15 dotted throughout the book. And it's quite a large book. We're looking at, yes, over 350 pages over here. BJ Swain is someone that I've been following since relatively recently on social media. Obviously, I've known about him for a very long time, since I started listening to his interviews on various podcasts. But yes, and I've always been very interested in his point of view. Now, what I'd really like to point out here is how I wasn't sure that I was going to enjoy this. Looking at the table of contents, which actually, let me spend a little bit of time here with the table of contents just to get your appetite going here. You'll be able to see just how exciting all of this looks. Really, really fascinating stuff. But yes, as I opened the book and started reading, I almost gave up by the end of the second chapter, and I'm so glad that I didn't. The punctuation was weird. I just couldn't understand what he was getting at. I was falling asleep in the middle of his sentences, and I was thinking, oh my goodness, it's not going to be one of those, is it? And then by the second chapter, he kind of launched into something completely that seemed like it belonged in the middle of the book, certainly not as the first chapter. And there were these malapropisms and weird grammar, and then the third chapter started, and suddenly that's all gone. And I didn't find a single typo, not a single grammar error, nothing for the rest of the book. It's just beautiful and engaging and well written, and I really don't know what happened in those first couple of chapters. So if you've purchased the book already and you've read the first few pages and have given up, pick it up. It's really, really worth it. What is the book about? It's about familiars. Now, familiars is a topic that is really, really misunderstood. So many young witches think of familiars as pets, and BJ Swain really addresses this in a really nice way, explaining why there's so much misunderstanding around the idea of the familiar spirit, and where it comes from, and what it in fact is, by going into the history, and also by going into ways in which you yourself can reach out to a familiar spirit. And what's wonderful is that he does this from three main perspectives. First of all, he does it from the perspective of people who are comfortable working with demons. Then he goes into something similar for people who would rather work with fairy folk. And then finally, for people who would prefer to work with divine, celestial and more lofty spirits, such as angels and so on. And he gives historical accounts of people who have actually done this. He gives the rituals that are just simply historic rituals, actual historic rituals from various sources, and he explains, why it would work, and it's just so much detail gone into this. A real pleasure on so many different planes. Honestly, as I say, by the end of the second chapter, I was like, is he even going to tell us what a familiar is? And he starts off by saying, well, yeah, most people would probably like me to tell you how to get a familiar, but I'm going to start off by telling you how to feed them. And it just seems so weird. But then, as you go through the book, you're kind of happy that you've got that information. So, in a way, I can see why he's done this. So yeah, that's basically been my experience. As you can see, the rituals from different traditions. Here's a thelemic ritual. There's a lovely, massive section on the nature of the fairy folk, who are, again, really misunderstood. But BJ Swain is a scholar. He knows his stuff, and he's presenting this from the perspective of scholarly research, not just from sweet ideas and wishful thinking. This is all based in historical magic, and yeah, it's just fantastic, So yes, really good stuff. What else can I tell you about this? Yes, if you're curious about why some people might like to work with demons, for example, maybe this is something that hasn't fully registered for some viewers yet. Well, there's a whole section on why people would do that. There's a whole section on familiars from the perspective of the Abramelin ritual. It just goes on and on and on. Just, yeah, as I say, I'm very impressed. There we are. I think that's pretty much all I'm going to say for now. That this gets a huge thumbs up for me. As I say, it's been not just enlightening but also entertaining and a pleasure to read after the first couple of chapters. Really worth soldiering through those. So yeah, I'm not sure if I gave you a full look of that second page of contents, and this is it. Yeah, it's really that table of contents that BJ Swain published on his Facebook page that caught my attention and really made me want to pick the book up. This is self-published, so yes, the price is quite high. Self-publishing is definitely not the cheapest way of doing things, but you're getting a lot of meat here for your money. Yeah, over 350 pages that are packed with great research and trails and leads for other reading on whatever you've found here that might be interesting to you. BJ Swain offers you his bibliography, and it's all very good stuff. There we are. Thank you ever so much for watching the review. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up, subscribe down below. I've left links down in the description, of course. These links are Amazon associate links, and if you click on them, the price is the same for you, but I get a small commission. I certainly appreciate that if any of you do take the trouble to click on those links. As I say, it doesn't matter if you use this link to purchase this particular book or anything else, as long as you click on any of the links that I provide and then go through to actually purchase something, then I get a small percentage of whatever you've purchased during that session, as it were. Thank you once again for watching the review. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you very soon with another video. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.